Coming out today for this what I would call another historic site that's starting right here in this building. And that's my distinct pleasure to welcome the Occupy movement not only to the International Civil Rights Center Museum, where on February the 1st, 1960, 4 young men, about the age of you all, some of you all, sat down at a lunch counter right around this corner here so that the rest of America could stand up for freedom, justice, and equality. And that's what this movement is all about also. Freedom, justice, and equality for all of us. And you call yourself the 99%, and we're included in that 99% too. And that's what freedom, justice, and equality is all about. Trying to bring about freedom, justice, and equality for that 99% and the 1% that don't want us to have it. So I want you to be welcomed in your International Civil Rights Center Museum. And also, with my other hat on, I'd like to welcome you to Gifford County. I also stand as the chairman of the Gifford County Board of Commissioners. And we're glad to have you in Gifford County and hope that you'll come back real soon. And this is what it's all about. And we're hoping that your stay here will be historic, and also that you'll take the time to tour the Civil Rights Museum and learn more about history and be able to get more motivated and dedicated, just like the 4 young men that made history, stood here 52 years ago, reaching out for the same thing, freedom, justice, and equality. I'd like to also bring forth my other co-founder, Earl Jones, who will also give you a state run.
Good afternoon. We're very pleased to welcome Occupy. I call it Occupy America, because America belongs to all of us, the 99%, not just the 1%. So I do want to welcome the Occupy movement to the city of Greensboro, and more importantly, to the International Civil Rights Museum and Center. And that word international is pretty important. I want to kind of supplement what my co-founder, Skip Austin, said and add this. The international part is a movement international, whether it's in Egypt or Yemen, where people are crying out for equality and justice. Now, America, I think what the Occupy movement represents to me is that, as you know, we have income disparity, and America is slowly moving toward economic apartheid, where you have the 1% to have and the 99% somewhat to have nots. And finally, just as in the civil rights movement, you had white citizens who formed coalitions and joined freedom riders throughout the South to break the backbone of Jim Crow segregation. Well, I mean, put a face on Jim Crow segregation, both good and bad. Bull Corner was the bad. Small and Goodman and that were murdered in Mississippi were the good. And I'm saying that to say this. You got to put a face on the 1%. They are families, they have children, they have people that they love, and they have and they support and love America. So you have to put the face on the 1%. And when I say that, you got the good and you got the bad. Warren Buffett, for instance, could be considered the good, and you need to have that 1% to try to influence other 1% to address the economic income disparity that's really hurting our country as far as foreclosure, unemployment, people not being able to afford health insurance, on and on and on. So we're here and we stand with you. I foresee that the movement will grow and will be a good thing for America. There will be some resistance. There will have to be sacrifice. We support a nonviolent approach to this. There will be some sacrifice. You can't count on what the other people are going to do on the other side. Civil rights movement, you had churches bombed, you had people killed and of course murdered, Martin Luther King and others. And then even in the labor movement, which changed America and uplifted the wages for all Americans, you had violence as well. And hopefully this movement will try to stay peaceful as much as you can. We encourage you to do so. And even when the other folks smack you on one cheek, you just simply turn it up. That would be my message. Again, I want to welcome you all. We're going to bring up the people who are the center of attention today, not only here at the International Civil Rights Museum and Center, but also in America, to help to make America a better place, and help to make America fair, and provide a better quality of life and a better future for our children and grandchildren. So I bring to you now, Don, what's your first?
I'm Garth.
Yes, Garth, and welcome him along with my co-family to the International Civil Rights Museum Center.
Thank you very much.
You can come right here.
Sarah is going to start. We're going to read a document. Different people will read different pieces of the document.
Today, we the Occupy walkers and our supporters stand here at the International Civil Rights Center Museum, which was the former Greensboro Woolworths, and we unite in the spirit of humility about our nation's past and in a spirit of determination about our nation's future. We are walking activists midway through a 700-mile march from Washington, D.C. to Atlanta, Georgia. On December 1st, we set out from the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington, and our destination is Dr. King's gravesite in Atlanta, Georgia. Our march is one part of the growing people's movement called the Occupy movement. And we seek the transformation of our society by exposing economic inequality and withdrawing our support from institutions of structural violence, and campaigning for the benefit of the 99% of the American people. These 99% increasingly doubt whether our government serves their interests or whether they serve the interests of a few small, or a small number of a few large corporations.
Marchers will not be petitioning their elected officials. Instead, people of each state will call upon their fellow citizens via signed petitions to unite to remove corporate domination of government and restore voter sovereignty. Most marches will begin at Occupy movement sites, pass through areas of economic injustice and distress, and end at state houses. In each state, the arriving marchers will witness whether their elected officials are accountable to the voters or are beholden to corporations. We call upon fellow citizens to join us in putting state legislators and elected officials on notice. We demand to know who they serve.
This is the full document outlining plans for these mass spring marches. It shall be signed by anybody here today who wishes to sign it and read it, and it shall forever remain here at the International Civil Rights Museum in Greensboro, North Carolina. We'd like to thank the founders and thank all of you for being here. And with that, we conclude our press conference.
Mic check. Can I ask you a question? Can we take a picture with all of the occupiers together, with the Walkupyers and you guys, before we take our tour?
Sure.
Occupy Greensboro.